So I'm nominated Monard Community Hall Committee for the Cathaoirleach's annual awards for Tipperary-Cahir-Cashel district. I'm originally from Monard, Solohead area. All my family live around here. And when I was a younger person, I used to play badminton in this hall. It has the most amazing spring floor ever. And I used to be in the badminton club. I was in the youth club. I used to cycle here all the time down to the hall from where I lived. And the committee that are here at the moment established themselves in 2019, and really it's been a game changer for the area. They offer so many different events, so many different community gatherings, and they're understated. They work really, really hard, and they've become, to me, a beacon of hope and light, and they've brought the community together. The community of Monard, Solohead, Limerick Junction, and further afield as well.
My name's Louise O'Grady. I always have to say I'm originally from Aherlow, but I'm living in Solohead, and I've been living here for the last 14, 15 years. So I suppose we settled here, got married, had children here, and kind of, I suppose a few of us came together and we found there was an awful lot of people living here, but there wasn't much connection. We originally were just looking to use the hall maybe for a class or something. And on that night, we ended up being asked, would we form a committee? 2019, we formed our first committee of the new group, and the old committee handed over to us to take care of the hall. So I suppose we became the caretakers then. So we decided we needed to do some refurbishments. The hall its shell was perfect. It was very well looked after. It was a bit dated. It just needed a bit of, I suppose, someone to apply for a grant and get the money. For me, I came from a very kind of active community in Aherlow, and maybe it's because we're quite isolated out there. Growing up, everyone always was part of, initiatives and groups. And here I found, it was, I suppose, a larger area. There's more options. You have town, you have Cathaoirleach, you have Ula, you're surrounded by lots of clubs. So, the hall has definitely brought the community together. We have the J involved. They play kind of a yearly membership. They use it quite a lot. Monard Kids Club here, they use it if they want to do anything in the afternoons with the kids. We have St. Nicholas's Soccer Club who use it regularly for training. We have the active retirement group set up there. We have the mother and toddlers group. And constantly, as you can hear behind, a party is finishing. So usually every weekend we've like 3 or 4 birthday parties that we rent out the hall for, and this is kind of what's paying our mortgage. And all these groups leave a few pounds and they pay for the use of the hall. It's paying our mortgage because we had a spend of 220,000 on the hall to get it to what it is now. So we did get grants, but we ran into problems that a new roof was needed after grant application, so it put 70,000 on top of our bill.
We want to clear the debt as quickly as possible. I suppose it's a big pressure on a small community like ourselves to come up with basically a mortgage every month. So if we could get rid of this debt, the hall would be self-sufficient. We could get bins, we could have a cleaner. We're hoping just things like that, it would really help us. I suppose a lot of our events have been to try cover the existing debt, and then we'd like to do a little bit of fundraising for local. We did a big fundraiser last year for TUSMA, which is a local special needs play school. So we did a big pop-up shop and we raised over 10,000 for that. And then every year we organise a spring clean in the parish. So we get dozens of people turning up and with their bags and their gloves and their pickers, and we do the whole parish. The whole as it is brilliant. We've done such great work. People meet, people know each other, people see each other that they haven't seen in years. It's really getting the community back together, and that's what's important. And even people like all of us on the committee, you get more out of it than you give. We've all great friendships from it, and you definitely feel good for giving back to the community. And I suppose when we were kids, the hall was very busy and active, and all the people that did that for us, we're now doing it for our own kids and their friends, so it's nice to give back.
We started a ladies' club. Our first meeting we had 15 members, and now we have 50. We have an age group from about 65 to 94, and I think it's wonderful. It's just for the older community to have someplace to go.
We meet every week in the hall. Sometimes it's just for a tea and a chat, but we do a lot of activities as well, such as chair yoga, cookery. We had a smartphone course. We had a beekeeper who gave us a talk, which was very, very interesting, Mr. Ryan from Dundrum. We also go on a lot of different outings.
We have great feedback, especially the older generation love it. It's a place to meet. You know, some people they mightn't meet, even though they're in the same neighbourhood, they might meet each other only when they come to the active retirement. Now, people don't get to come every week, could be a couple of weeks, but they love to meet up and have the chat.
At the moment, we're putting together a community history book of Solohead and all the surrounding area. So that is going, it's on pre-sale at the minute, and we're hoping to sell, God, we're hoping to sell 1,000, but it's not looking like that. But anyway, we might get there. So that'll be released then 1st of November. It'll be ready to collect. So we're hoping that the sales of that will go a long way towards clearing our remaining debt. The book itself is beautiful, and everyone in the parish should have one. Whether you care about the hall or not, you should have one anyway. It's lovely to have. Everyone in the parish is in it.
Sometimes I look at the amount of work they do and I think we don't realise the amount of work they do, because they do it so kind of graciously and behind the scenes. And having that facility in a rural area where they make connections between the community and they bring those connections back to life again. And I think they really need to be awarded for their work, because it's fantastic. For the work that they do behind the scenes, for the mother and toddler groups, for the baby and toddlers, for the active retirement, for the women's nights, the ladies' curry night they had last week, for their Christmas parties. For all those reasons, they truly deserve this award. And thank you again.